Okay. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Yep, we are live. Great. How is everybody doing today? Let me just share it out. New social media. Yeah, my friend, everything's alright, everything is good. We're gonna take a look at all these assets that I have pointed out here on TradingView. We're gonna have a nice discussion. Let me just see a few things. How is your day going, my friend? Hope everybody's doing good. Great man, good to see you here. Let me just put something on the background. We're gonna take a look at all these assets in just a second. Okay. Can you just tell me if the audio is okay? Just to confirm. Just to confirm. Yep, should be alright. Thank you. Okay. Let me just put it out in some other place as well. Gonna begin in 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, so I'll begin. First we're gonna talk about dollar, then we're gonna move on, take a look at the euro, and then I'm gonna take a look at Audi. We're gonna see what's going on there, and from there I'm gonna move on to crypto and the indexes. Yeah, the workout is great, man. The workout is great. I would say, like me myself, I work out every day, but even for me it was kind of tough, especially this one. You know, it was a little rainy, a little wet, but it is what it is. But yeah, it's essentially, I believe, when you look at the charts, the things that you see are based on what's going on inside your mind. So you need to have a clean heart, you need to have a clean energy, and you're gonna see the market with different lenses. Essentially, when you have a clean mind, trading is just flowing. So essentially, you need to be in tune with the market. I would say you need to be an asset. You need to be an asset yourself, and you need to take care of yourself properly. And what I mean by that, when you take care of yourself, you're just gonna have trading flowing. Basically, just eat good food, work out, don't backstab people, be an honest person, keep things sincere, and you have to choose, because there are different paths you can take. Essentially, like me myself, I'm trying to keep things as sincere as possible, as honest as possible. So I believe that if you just have a clean heart and a clean mind, you're gonna see the market with different lenses. That's my opinion about it. And what I mean by asset, to be an asset yourself, essentially just be an honest person. Be an honest person. There are different people in the space that have greed, that have envy. These kind of people, they never succeed in the market. And essentially you need to be the best version of yourself, and you're gonna conquer the market as well. That's my opinion about it. Good morning, sir. Good morning. I see we have a few viewers already. So how is everybody doing? Write something in the chat. Let's see what's going on. Not James Bond. Funny man. Okay. So I'm gonna begin my first talk with DXY. Essentially, on the hard-term time frame, I even made a video. At this point of the chart, everybody was super bearish, and I was like, why is everybody bearish on dollar? And you know, essentially, everybody was selling right over here. Kid shorted you out, and I finally found you. Good to be here. Great guys. Welcome to the stream. Just for those that just joined, I'm gonna take a look first at the dollar, then I'm gonna move on to two of the major USD pairs, the Euro and the Audi, and then I'm gonna take a look at some crypto and the indexes. These are my main objectives for today. Essentially, today we have a power speech, which is gonna bring volatility. Overall for the market, I believe that there are huge moves coming. We're gonna have a very nice volatile month, in my opinion. There's gonna be huge volume moves, and I'm very excited about them. And I believe that if you're in a good position, you can have a very nice month. That's my opinion. You just don't have to be on the wrong side. Essentially, for the dollar, my opinion, so just by basing on the market structure, we have already changed it. So essentially, see, here it turned bearish. Keep going. And right here, high, low, high, low, and here it changed. So essentially, my bias on the dollar is not changed. I'm still bullish long term on the dollar. Essentially, this means on the higher term time frames, risk assets are gonna go lower, in my opinion. the euro and the Audi probably is gonna go lower as well on the hard term time frames, and having this information we can form our lower and the medium term time frame trades. So essentially for the dollar, what was going on here, just a little summary on how I view things. We spike at the weekly, pull back, consolidate a little bit, spike lower, stop out these longs from here, push up, back test, another push. Essentially we have created a resistance area over here, and at the moment we're kind of in this FIB area. And in my opinion, at the moment what is probably happening, like we're having one spike, second spike which is with a higher low compared to this one. So essentially until we're holding above this daily level right here, I believe the dollar can go higher. Essentially on my short trades on the euro, I would like to take profit when the dollar reaches over here. And to be honest with you, on the higher time frames, in my opinion, we don't have any major resistance until 110. So as I said, we can have nice volatile moves and nice volume in the market as well. So essentially this means that this could just go over here. That's my opinion. Essentially if this is gonna happen, we're gonna have some bigger drops in the risk assets. We're gonna take a look at them as well. So does anyone have a question about the dollar? That's my opinion. If anybody has any different opinion, we can have a nice talk about it. But even though you can see like we have these wicks here, essentially they got back tested here and here, and it's the same thing here. Yeah, like you see this area here, resistance, resistance, and then the wicks just get tested again. So it's like flipping support into resistance multiple times. Just nice and simple. Don't need to overcomplicate things. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the euro. So essentially for the euro, basing on the higher time frames, on the higher time frames, overall, what I would like to see is drops below 1, but this on a very high time frame. So essentially this could take a couple of months to play out. But essentially having this information, we're gonna be pushing more to the short side than the long side on the euro, and connecting the information for the dollar. This is gonna help us with our decision making. So about the euro, last night we were stacking shorts over here, and essentially what happened when London opened, everybody that was having their stop loss right over here above this high and above this high, so they got stopped out. And essentially after this we had a nice drop to the downside, which essentially this was into this key area. So essentially this key area is holding at the moment, but once the euro penetrates this, we could be having a lower push around this low right here. So essentially moves in like this around 40 pips. And there is a chance that we can actually have a nice spike up here, test the weekly and then come lower. But I believe once it penetrates this area, it's just gonna fall down. Essentially over here you can see the area right at the low, nice move up, and then stops out all the longs from a little bit before that. So yeah, if we take a look at the fixed range from this area, and if we pull a FIB, what we can notice that we have a little bit of confluence in this area. Just use this one. That's a little bit higher. Yeah, I would say this one. So essentially the 706 is right at the point of control. I don't like the outer targets, but overall, yeah, that's my thesis. That's my thesis about the euro. Essentially, it back tests the value area low at the moment. There is a high potential that it comes back inside during power event, and then it just goes lower. Essentially, I believe that even on the high time frames, let's take a look at the 4-hour, even the daily. Let me just hide these things here. So if you take a look at the daily, what you can see is that we have a daily level right here, which is being respected at the moment. Essentially, we're having a little bit of a highs right here. So there is the potential that the euro can actually like spike above them and then come lower. But essentially, the overall thesis is that we just go lower. And if we take a look at the weekly time frame, look at the tests. Like On the weekly time frame, it's clearly just backtesting this weekly from here, like a backtest. It is just asking to go lower, in my opinion. Essentially, the overall idea that I had was this one, this current morning, and that's still in play, in my opinion. If you move this, so it actually here is valid. The first idea that I had was that we come into this area like this, and then we have a pullback to here, but essentially it got a little bit higher. But that's still valid as well. But overall, as you can see on the 30-minute time frame, if we take a look, this area is just flipping. If we take a look like this, very nice and simple. If we look at it that way and just continue to in this direction. But overall, yeah, once it loses this area, just gonna fall down into this low. Yeah, about the euro, that's the thesis in my opinion. I want to deliver the most important information, everything you need to know. Essentially, last week euro was just destroyed. We had a short from here. We closed down here. We had a short from here as well, right these weeks, and we actually took profit right over here. Essentially, the reason for the take profit was very, very simple. As I said, I like to keep things simple. A to B, FIP, and if we take another FIP, let's say, again from this low, but if we pull it up to the high, you can see everything has been very, very simple. I think you don't need to overcomplicate things. I don't use indicators and nothing like this. I just look at the chart and follow my thoughts. So you think that because of the liquidity on the box, giving easy invalidation? Which box, mate? You mean this one? The backtest here? Oh, okay. So yeah, about this box, yeah, you have a lot of stops here, and this is a London low, and that's like the weekly open, I believe. So yeah, just take a look at the weekly open, and also, yeah, that's just like a very important area in my opinion. That's my thoughts about it. And then I'm gonna move to Audi. Okay, if we take a look at the weekly time frame, we have this weekly here back tested. We're kind of losing this weekly from here. Let me just delete. Let me just show you on the monthly time frame. We have actually a fresh month here. On the daily time frame, On the daily time frame, the Audi, I believe, is coming into this area. What top things do you look for that will set your daily bias? Well, it depends on the asset, to be honest with you. And you know, I prefer to base my bias on the higher term time frame, and then I move into the lower ones. So essentially, the correlation between the euro and the dollar. So if the dollar, in my opinion, is on the higher term time frame, is gonna be bullish, gonna be bearish on the euro as well. So yeah, I would keep it that way. But the top things, I would say, just I'm looking at the TA, mate. Like, I don't look at fundamentals, I don't follow that, I don't follow anybody, I don't look at no one stuff. I have my own lenses for the market, and as I said in the beginning, if you have a clean heart and clean mind, you can easily navigate inside the market. So about Audi, I would say, like, here is coming here to spike. Okay, it's gonna be going into this area. That's my opinion. If we take a look on the lower time frames, which was very interesting, over here in this section, it respected very nicely the fips. So if we take it here to here, here to here, actually, yeah, here we got a little front run, but overall, like, these spikes over here, like, you can see the respect on this side, and it was like it's a very nice thing to see on the drop to the downside. But yeah, overall, I believe we're gonna take these lows, and actually this one I'm gonna remove it for now because I'm not interested in it. I'm interested in the one below. On the daily time frame, we have a daily right here. About the Audi, I don't have any planned long trades, to be honest with you, on Audi. I just want to see it going lower. So yeah, let's move on to BTC. BTC is in a very interesting situation right now. So essentially, let me just hide a few things. If we take a look at the liquidity, we have, if we're going to the downside to look for liquidity, I believe the first place is gonna be this low, and then this one. So essentially, for BTC, what you need to be aware of, the first thing, this parallel channel, a lot of people are looking at this right now, and because there's a lot of people looking at this, you need to be on the other side of the trade. So if a lot of people are looking at this parallel channel and they're like, oh, we're at the bottom, we're gonna shoot up, you need to be thinking what they're thinking. So they're thinking, to be honest with you, if we break like this, first there gonna be a lot of shorts coming into this area. So if this actually happens, and if we somehow, let's say we just make swing failure pattern over here, you have a very tight invalidation, you can be looking for a nice move up. Like, that's one play. But essentially there's gonna be a lot of shorts that are gonna be piling in this area. If we start to break lower, you need to be aware of that. And I believe that if we start bouncing, they're gonna be very, very bullish as well. So if they're gonna be very bullish at this point, what you need to be aware of is that you don't need to be very bullish. Because what happens is that, in my opinion, this parallel channel at this moment of time needs to be counter traded. I'm not saying short here, but if we break, there's gonna be a lot of shorts coming in. So just try to take the other side of the trade. Like, we have a nice support area here. If we take a look at the naked point of controls, we have a weekly naked point of control right over here at 21.725. So essentially the idea could be come down, tap it, reclaim this low over here, and we could be looking for a move up here. Or the other thing could be if we just start coming up and come into this time naked point of control, this coming out from the TPO chart, essentially just look for a short setup over there. That's on the medium term time frame. Overall, what you need to be aware of is that all the liquidity is down here. Okay, all the liquidity is down there, and we do not have absolutely anything in this area. And we also have a lot of single prints. Let me just show you what I mean by that. Come on. See all these single prints right here. So essentially we do not have absolutely anything between 20.2 and 17k, I would say. Even we have this weekly naked time, naked point of controls. So yeah, be aware of that. Overall, on the lower some time frames, let me just hide this for now. First of all, we're making some kind of contractions. Essentially, if we take a look on the 30-minute time frame, I believe that currently we're holding this area right here. So essentially, my thesis about it's like spike, spike again, accumulation of shorts, and just move lower. That's my thesis for now. If BTC manages to hold above this area, then that's done. I mean, that's not happening. So essentially, I believe that we could be coming down lower at this moment of time. Basing my opinion from the euro, as you can see right now, euro is dropping. Yeah, I'm not planning to take any trades before the event, to be honest with you. I'm gonna remain in my trades that I have already. So yeah, about my BTC, that's my thesis for now. Essentially, this region is holding very nicely, and if we flip the chart like this, oops, yeah, just like the simplest thing I can explain this, it has happened multiple times in the past, and when I see this dozens of times, it's just like being easy for me to play it out. So yeah, just like spike again, and then just move in that particular direction. Overall, taking out this weekly, this week, and coming into this weekly. If we take a look on the other side of things, a lot of people are gonna be viewing this thing. That's what a lot of people are gonna be looking at. So be aware that I believe at this moment of time, if you're not in any trades, this is not the place where you want to be placing any setups on BTC. This is not the place. Essentially, if you wanted to have a short position, you had to look in this area, and if you want to have a long position, you need to be looking at this area or something else as well. Thing you need to be aware of, like the first area of support, what I would say is so essentially this area right here, and you can see this is exactly below this week, so there's gonna be a few liquidations in this area. Yeah, so as you can see, like the deviation pocket, it held it very nicely here, so it could happen the same thing here. And if you're looking to take this type of trade, you need to be seeing something like this, and you need to see it reclaiming this area right here, and essentially you're just gonna be trading the range. Okay, so if this happens, you just trade the range essentially. And the next place you want to be looking for some kind of short setup, I would say, first of all, you need to be aware that here is a blind spot, so essentially we don't have absolutely anything in this area. What I would say is that you need to be aware of the pocket of pivots, which is being right in this area. What I mean by that, this is gonna be a very nice resistance the first time it's up it, probably. I'm not saying 100%, but yeah, here we have the pivot stack for the weekly from the Chinese exchange, TradeStation, Bybit, Forex. So yeah, that's your pivot stack. So essentially, if you're looking to take some type of trade, what I would say, if we come into this area and then we come below this high, this is the place where you want to be looking for the short setup. So yeah, like super locally you have your support in this area, and then you have your resistance over there. And overall, me personally, I'm looking for lower on BTC for now. Okay. Anybody got any questions for BTC? If anyone has any questions for any of these assets, just type in the chat. Okay, great. So let's move on to Ethereum. Let me just hide these things. It's a very similar situation. Overall, here we have a nice area of support between 1500 and 1514. So that's a nice area. And overall, if you lose this low, you don't have absolutely anything until this area. So it's a very similar situation with BTC. If you lose this low, probably you don't have anything until there. So how did you flip the chart low? So yeah, out and I. Essentially out and inverse. So yeah, this type of trick, some kind is nice. Sometimes it's nice to use it so you can see a different perspective on the chart. So essentially, like me myself, I read the chart very easily if I'm looking for a short. Like that's my strength, the short setups. You know, I know how to recognize exhaustion. I know how to recognize when something is flipping from bullish to more bearish. So essentially, even if price is going up, okay, even if price is going up in this way, and if I'm looking for a short, I'm just gonna flip the chart. Like you gotta use your strong sides, because essentially you can't be. There is a saying. You're as strong. Your short side is as strong as your buy side, but this is not true. Like one of your sides is gonna be more stronger than the other one. So essentially, you need to be able to comprehend them both. So yeah, about Ethereum, just like trade the range for now. We have the range low over here. So essentially this is not gonna be the place where we wanna be bearish on but if price breaks below this low, I'm saying that you don't have anything until here. But this is not gonna be the place you wanna be shorting the breakout, because essentially what can happen as well, come below the low and then reclaim it. And then you could be looking towards the high of the range. Like that's a possibility. As you know, nothing is 100%. So be aware of that. Like I believe if you didn't catch the short from this area, which actually I have, and in the Discord we have as well, if you want to join, the link is in the description. Essentially this is not the place where you want to be doing such thing. Yeah, but overall I believe Ethereum is topped out. Like I believe it could be coming into this area in my opinion overall, and I believe that Bitcoin on the medium term time frame could be revisiting these areas sometime soon. That's my personal opinion about it, but you know, trade the charts, because you know, if we actually hold this area and then we manage to reclaim this daily and this weekly, if we manage to reclaim this daily, I believe my bearish bias on BTC would be invalidated. Okay, we're gonna continue. Let's take a look at ES. So essentially ES, I've been saying about when we were in this area, we were looking for shorts again, and the reason for this is I believe that this was the top. The reason for this was very simple. Everybody was waiting for this area, and I believe because it was an overcrowded trade, even if we made it into this area, first option just blast through it, second option front run it. So essentially if we have a lot of ice on one level, this is what happens. We have a lot of ice on this level, that's what happened. That's what I'm saying. Do not follow the herd. Follow yourself and the things you think. Essentially this monthly right here is a fresh one, and as you can see it's also been like a very nice SR flip, like resistance, resistance, support, resistance. And I believe during today's events there is fair enough probability that we can take the previous day high and spike into the monthly, essentially come back a little bit lower during the event, come above it, tap the monthly, then full reverse on there. But essentially the short trade you want to be looking for, if you're looking for a swing trade, is going to be looking like this, essentially coming into these lows. So yeah, the stop loss we need to define this. Essentially, I'm losing a little bit wider one, something like this. If you want to use the market structure, it's gonna be like this, but then the risk reward is not that great, so be aware of that as well. So yeah, I believe this is a very nice area of resistance. So yeah, during the event, take the previous day high, take this high as well, spike to it, then dump lower. Also in this area we have the speed fan, so that's a very nice thing to see it, because the speed fan, it can tell us the time as well. So essentially if we're looking for a rejection here, I want to see it until next Thursday, I would say. Actually until this Thursday, so there's 2 more days if I'm looking for a reaction there. Essentially if we have a reaction, if we come into this area after 2 weeks, essentially over here, I'm not gonna be looking to short this, to put it that way. And the reason for the target coming over here is that we're gonna take this low, and I believe we have to take these lows as well, probably like the yearly open, which is in this area. So yeah, and also on the higher term time frame, we have this Fibonacci channel, high, into this low. So this could be your first important area of support. So yeah, be aware of that. And the reason for such a bounce right now, for those of you that do not know, low, high, go on a pocket as well. Very nice and simple. So yeah, overall this could lead like 1000 pips to the downside, which 1000 pips is a great target in my opinion. Take a look at the euro. It's still holding that area. Yeah, it's gonna go probably fully sideways until the event. Okay. That's for ES. Let's take a look at Nasdaq. Let me just hide all these things. So about Nasdaq, I believe that this is still gonna continue going lower on the higher term time frames, and this was just a correctional move. And remember, we have not changed the market structure, so there is no reason to be bullish on the higher term time frame. Of course, if price comes above this high, manages to hold it and tries to make another push higher, then yeah, on the daily time frame we would have bullish market structure. But now it's just like low, high, low, high, low. In order to have bullish market structure, you need to break this high. I had this idea posted like back in December, I say. The overall target, it was not here, it was around this area, like a 1.4. But yeah, it came a little bit above that, but that's still fine for me. I believe that's the high for the whole move. So essentially I'm looking for short trades on Nasdaq. If it's gonna continue to go lower, I need to be on the right side of the trade. As I said, I believe that this month we're gonna have nice volume moves. So my position that I'm looking for is gonna be this one. The reason for coming into this area, we have a weekly, we have the point of control of the range, and also we have the Fibonacci there as well. So essentially if I pull the fixed range tool here to here, you can see the point of control is right over there. I'm gonna delete for now. So essentially we held this area very nicely, we had a nice move up, but now I believe it's the time to switch sides. So yeah, I believe we can revisit this monthly over here. So about Nasdaq, that's the plan. That's the plan for ES, Ethereum, BTC, Audi, Euro, DXY. If anybody has any questions, just ask me. Look Euro, look at what it's doing. It's trying to break down right now. If this candle was going up a little bit higher, I would say it's gonna hold the area, but at the moment probably it's gonna break to a downside. But yeah, this is because you're at support. This is not the place you want to be looking for a short. If you missed it, you missed it. Just that's life. You know, can be, in my opinion, it's not the best idea to rush trades or like to rush moves, to follow moves you missed. Like if you missed it, you missed it. That's it. Move on to the next one. Yeah. And I believe that the reason we rejected here yesterday is the golden pocket. So yeah, that's the first golden pocket, but essentially the biggest resistance is over here. So if I want to take the trade, I want to see this previous day high being taken out. And this is a nice high, by the way. Like that's a good high. It's not 100% certain that we're gonna take it, but if we manage to go up there and try to take it, I'm gonna be looking for a short. Yeah. Dollar is moving nicely to the upside. Euro is trying to break down. AUD is moving into the target. Probably BTC gonna be moving down as well. But it's not in a place where we want to be taking a trade. Same for Ethereum. Yeah, I believe that's it. Yeah, it's trying to break the area. So yeah. And you can see this rejection was very, very technical. Value low of the range right here to the dollar. Nice and easy. But essentially what you need to be aware that this can be just a range. So the reason I'm telling you not to short this, because if this is a range, let's say we have a low and we have the high, something like this, you just don't want to be shorting the low of the range. That's the thing. But yeah, that's the update. I appreciate any comment that you have to make about it. But yeah, that. Yeah, bro, anytime. Subscribe and like the video, let's beat August, because this channel was started from scratch, and I appreciate any comments, any like that it can get. Subscribe. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I like to keep things simple, and I believe simple things work the best way, because you can see a lot of people use 5 indicators, use 5 different things. Just focus on the chart, bro. Focus on the chart. View things the way they are. Do not overcomplicate. You know, I believe that the using of any indicator actually is gonna take the responsibility away from you. So let's say you go on the wrong side of the trade, you're gonna be, most of the people, not saying everybody, but most of the people actually, when this happens, what they do is they're like, oh, the indicator told me this and it didn't work, the problem is with the indicator. No, bro, the problem is not with the indicator. The problem is that you're not taking accountability for your own decisions. So yeah, that's the reason I don't use any indicators. Oh, look at that. Okay. So this could be an area where you want to be looking for a short trade. Stop ball high, target over here. So yeah, that's your short setup on Euro. There you go. And this just happened, like the confluence just came. Because before that it was a little bit higher and I didn't like it. And even before that in the morning when I was checking the chart, it was all the way up here. So yeah, that's great, that's great. And you can see that at the moment this thing is like just a swing failure pattern of this low at this moment of time. So essentially if you want to look at the lower time frames, what you can be doing, you can be opening a long trade right here and potentially just trying to target this area right here. Something like this. Like a 3 pip stop for 25 pip move. Why not? Like if this is just a swing failure pattern. So yeah guys, that's the live stream. If you have any questions, just write down. Otherwise we're just gonna wrap it up. Is this a good long at the moment? Am I gonna take it? First I would use a little bit wider stop loss because of the spread from the broker. It's gonna be like 5 pip. Let's say if I enter now. Risk reward is still great though. I prefer to wait the candle close after 2 minutes. If the candle closes above that, I'm gonna take it. Can we look at the ES again? Yeah bro, sure. That's the ES chart. But you can always like roll back, and if you missed something you can always check it out. Yeah, probably it's gonna break down, maybe. We have 2 minutes. I'm gonna wait for the candle close after 2 minutes. So yeah guys, that's it for now. The ES chart, as I said, I'm looking to take out the previous day high, spike into this area and turn it lower. Otherwise, if it just goes low from here, I'm still fine with that. Like if I miss it, I miss it, but I believe that's the best opportunity. But yeah guys, thank you for watching. If you like the stream, subscribe to the channel. I wish you a great day, prosperity, and best wishes guys. Thank you.